Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to see you here. I'm happy to feel you here. I'm just happy. I feel happy. I feel happy. I can't remember the last time that I was able to just see that and to say that and to feel that and to be that, to just let myself be that. Probably since childhood, who knows? So I've been doing a lot of work on myself, and as you guys know, I'm just in a really happy place. So absorb it. Absorb it. Okay? You feel it? It feels good. This is where I want you guys to be. This is why I do what I do, because I want you guys here with me too. Okay, so I put out a call in the Hawk's Nest over on Facebook. If you guys are not members of the Hawk's Nest, the link for it is in the box below. Go over and join the Hawk family over there. I put out a call there and I said that I'm here for you guys, and what is it that you need? How can I help you? What can we do? What can we talk about? What do you need? What do you need guidance on? What are we going to talk about? And we got a lot of replies, and I'm just going to kind of go down the list and hit the ones that I think are relevant right now. And I'm going to get to all of them, but the ones that are relevant right now I'm being guided to. And one of you said, letting go of the old programming. So many things keep coming up, and I find myself reacting in the ways I'm so desperately trying to let go of. This is a pattern that you already are starting to have power over because you can see it. You can see that when this certain thing happens, I'm reacting in the way that I used to react, and I'm trying not to. I'm setting the desire. I don't want to act that way, but in the moment, I act that way. And seeing it from the outside, you're looking at it and saying, I see my actions, I see the way, the energy that I was in, and I would like to change that. That is number one. That is you bringing that power back into yourself and empowering yourself with awareness. You are aware of that pattern of behavior. When this thing happens, I react this way. I am triggered to react this way. And when you look at it from the outside and say, I don't want to act that way, it's as if you don't have control of yourself in the moment. And that, to me, feels a lot like triggered energy. It's a reaction. It's a physical reaction that you have to something going on or something someone said, or it's like an indicator of karmic energy that has come through. It's a reflection of that karmic energy coming from within you. The vibration, everything is in you. The vibration of whatever it is that you're witnessing. Let's say it's judgment. Someone is coming in and they're judging you. And you react in a really defensive, in a really like projecting kind of way to defend yourself against this. And you end up turning it around and saying nasty things to this other person. And it's like, well, I'm saying nasty things to their nasty things, and it doesn't get me anywhere. And I don't want to keep doing that. But in the moment, you're triggered by and defending yourself against an energy that you feel is outside of you that is coming at you. And 99.9% of the time that we act out of triggered energy, it's because we don't feel safe for whatever reason. This energy does not feel good. It feels like an attack, and I don't feel safe. This is in your root chakra. This is from your childhood. This is any time that you were trying to be you, authentically you, and there was something in your field that was trying to stop you from being authentically you. We take on that kind of abuse, 333 on my clock right now. We take on that kind of energy and we blame ourselves. We, as children, think that we are not good enough because we have disappointed someone else, or they are telling us something that we're doing, they're judging us, that something that we're doing is not okay or it's not good enough. Stop being so loud, stop being so rowdy, stop being so sensitive, stop being so you. It's not fitting in with the way that I want this home life to be, or this situation to be, or you, I don't want you. Let's say it's coming from your parents. I don't want you to be that way, because when you are that way, people will make fun of you, or you're going to stand out, or, you know, you're not going to fit in with the majority of people out there. They're coming from a place where they want you to act a certain way so that it's acceptable to the outside world, because that's the belief system and that's the programming, that's the parenting that they had received throughout their childhood. But it's damaging to us, especially as empaths, because we are not like that. We are born to stand out. We are meant to be our authentic selves, and it starts from the very beginning that we are kind of programmed to not be our authentic selves, because that much light, that much purity, and that much just straightforward light of God is very scary to a lot of people because of their own belief systems and programmings. So and their experience in the world. They're doing it most of the time from love, because they want what's best for you. They don't want you to be attacked when you're out there. They don't want you to be picked on, or whatever it is. But essentially, they're kind of doing the thing that they're trying to protect you from. And they're telling you not to be you in some way. And a lot of times it comes across as judgment. And we file that away in our subconscious, and our authentic self is layered over by something that stops us from being us. Don't be fully you. Just stop making so much noise because, you know, your father has a headache or whatever it is. That's for somebody specifically. Your dad always has a headache. He's always hungover the next day. It's walking on eggshells. It's tiptoeing. It's like your joy makes people uncomfortable, and it's too noisy, and that was for somebody specifically. So we stop being that, just so that we avoid judgment, so that we avoid abuse, so that we avoid whatever it is. And we file that away, and it's part of our vibration. It then becomes part of our vibration. The vibration that stops our light from shining as bright as it can. When you awaken, when you decide, when you're on this path, so you decide, your soul decided this before you came here. When it's time to be put into action on this spiritual journey, when you awaken, what's awakening is your authentic self. And you decide to, it's like you started out as your authentic self. You got layered over, and your authentic self is like this bright, shining way down deep inside of you. And then the spark hits it, and it starts to grow again. It starts to expand. You can't go down any further away from your authentic self, and usually starts with an awakening and a dark night of the soul, because it's like your authentic self hits rock bottom, says, no fucking way. Nope, I can't go any further down. The only way is up. And it feels so much better to do that. So we peel away all of the belief systems and the parenting and cultural beliefs that don't align with who we really are and who we are meant to be and how bright we're supposed to shine. We start removing and peeling away so many layers of those. And we start to expand, and we expand more, and we expand more, and we process all of this light. And as light workers, at the same time, what we're doing is processing all of that for the collective around us too, and it's collectively, slowly raising the vibration of the planet. That's what we're meant to do, because our authentic self, we're bringing out more of that vibration. We are more on a regular basis vibrating at that pure vibration. So these old programs, these old, let's say that judgment program that was put on you by your mother or your siblings or by your friends or whoever it was, that gets filed away as a vibration. And when we aren't able to recognize that that comes from within us, that vibration is still there and active in our subconscious, and it draws in other people that resemble that. You have this pattern throughout your entire life. Maybe it's from your sister, and your sister was always judging you because she never felt good enough or whatever it was. And you end up feeling that judgment from friends, from girls in your life, from women in your life. They have always shown up as judgmental and jealous. There's always something in your relationships that always happens that pushes people away, or they pull away, or there's some kind of argument or jealousy or whatever projection of, whatever it is. And it's like, why am I always being attacked by like other girls and other women? And again, this is for somebody specifically too, as an example, but it's because they're mirroring the vibration of that from within you, from something that is inside of you, residual vibration from those experiences from when you were younger. And what they're doing is reacting to some sort of judgment or jealousy from within you. So always bring it back into yourself. It's never about them. It is about them, and they need to take care of that. You can never control somebody else, their behavior or their energy or whatever it is. You always have to bring it back into yourself. And in that way, you bring your power back into yourself because you have the power to heal that. When you heal that, you don't put off the vibration of that anymore, and you don't call these people back into your field anymore. Plus, you put out the healing codes of whatever that vibration is. So let's say that there is this situation where these, your friends or women or colleagues or whatever it is, they end up showing jealousy or judgment or whatever it is. It's coming from jealousy and judgment within yourself. Turn it around. How are you judging other people? What is it that you are lacking that makes you want something that somebody else has? Dig into it and really look at yourself and see, what am I jealous of? There are things in my life, there are people in my life that maybe it's I am secretly jealous of that person because I can see their success or I can see the way that they're flourishing, and that's something that I've always wanted for myself, and I just wish I could have it now, and it makes me feel not good enough. There's this comparison kind of energy going on inside of you, and they end up reflecting it to you. Where does that come from in you? Where does that jealousy come from in you? Is it the sister thing where you were always jealous of your sister because she was always getting more attention? She was always doing more. She was better in sports. She was this. She was always, everybody said that she was so pretty or whatever it was, or your brother or whoever. Take it however it resonates for you. But find the source of that, because your inner child is the thing that, back to the original question, that is trying to fight off this programming. When this jealousy or the energy of judgment or whatever it is for you comes in and you react in a certain way, that's your inner child that's reacting. That is the you from before that always acted that way because she didn't feel good enough, or she is trying to get some kind of attention, or whatever it is for you. Take it back to the source. Take it back to the origin. Where is that coming from in you? Where is it that you don't feel good enough or don't feel safe? I don't feel safe. I feel attacked. I feel like there's always this nitpicking. I feel like there's always this nitpicking telling me to be better and do it differently and not be me, and that constant nagging to change yourself, change from who you are. That comes from somewhere. But what it's doing, it's like an echo in your mind. It's an echo in your subconscious where you are actually saying those things to yourself constantly. You're constantly nitpicking. You are talking bad about yourself. You look in the mirror and you're picking apart all the different parts of you that you don't like and you wish you could change, and you're covering up and whatever it is, you're doing it without realizing consciously most of the time that you're doing it. But our power, bringing our power back, we do that by becoming conscious of it. How are you doing that to yourself? How are you judging yourself? How are you looking at yourself as if you are not good enough? Because when you look in that mirror, imagine on the other side of that mirror is your little 5-year-old girl standing in front of you. Let's say it was your daughter or your best friend. Look at it like it's your best friend. Would you say those things to your best friend, even if it's only in your head? Would you say those things to them? Would you say those things to a 5-year-old child? Your butt's too big. God, you're really gaining some weight. Oh man, you've really let yourself go. Oh, I've always fucking hated my hair. Oh God, I can't stand the fact that my face is always breaking out. Yeah, I think it's so ugly on you. Oh, that color is terrible on you. It's so much easier to say those things to ourselves. We accept them. We become them. But if it were someone else, would you say those things to them? So imagine that judgment or that jealousy is coming from a 5-year-old little girl. How do you look at them? How do you parent them? How do you respond to them? We have to bring it back to a place of love. When we are in triggered energy, we are choosing fear over love. And when we continue to be in it, we are choosing fear. Sometimes we're in it and we have that response where it's just this triggered fear. All of a sudden, it's like, how can I help that though? Because I'm triggered and I'm already in it. We do that through awareness. We can be aware of it. We can breathe. The first thing that you should start doing when you feel that feeling come on, where something is challenging you, where something makes you feel defensive or angry or whatever it is, underneath of those emotions, that triggered energy is always fear. And not feeling safe for some reason. We don't need to know what that reason is immediately within that reaction. All we need to do is breathe our way to a place of until we have dispersed that triggered energy, and then really look at it. Okay? Breath work is so important. We need to oxygenate our blood. We need to oxygenate our brain that is trying to take over. Our brain in those moments is trying to take over our intuition, trying to take over our authentic self. Our subconscious in our brain comes in and says, you are not good enough. You are not good enough. And you are in danger right now. Someone comes at you with judgment or whatever. You're in danger right now. React and defend yourself. But we're on a journey of empowered light expansion. And we are never in danger because we can always protect ourselves by understanding our own vibration and understanding that we create our world around us. We create everything. That person that's coming at you, that is criticizing you or whatever it is, you called them into your field with your vibration, with some sort of subconscious energy that believes those things about yourself. You called them in to show you that. So take it as a gift. Use it as part of your healing. Don't turn it around and project it back out as if it's this person doing this to you. Remove yourself from the situation to be able to do that, to be able to, make sure that you keep yourself physically safe, obviously, and make sure that you are taking care of yourself in that way. But at the same time, when you remove yourself from that situation, you're disengaging from the subconscious energy, that vibration that they are reflecting to you. Sit with it, breathe into it, listen to it, and know that it is your inner child. It's your whatever previous version of you that feels a certain way about your human self that is trying to speak to you. There's something in you that is needing to be heard. I don't feel heard. I don't feel seen. I don't feel good enough. Sit with those energies and really just let them speak. Let them speak. Okay? The one card that I pulled out from it's the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, I love this one, is Round and Round, which is the exact same thing that I was talking about. Now, these patterns, when you see them and when you see your reaction to them as, this is the way that I've always been reacting and I want to stop doing that, you can't be hard on yourself. You need to recognize that in the moment, I just don't have quite all the tools that I need to not react that way. When we are in a place of triggered energy and fear, we close our hearts down. And so we are not operating from the frequency of the fullness of our heart. And we do it, and we have done it for our entire lives in order to protect ourselves. But this is where things are starting to shift for us. This pattern, no matter how many times you have healed it, there's so many of you that are like, there's these things that keep happening. They keep happening. And I thought I healed that. I thought I healed that. I thought I healed that. You healed a layer of it. You healed a portion of it that you were ready to heal at that point. But it is going to keep coming back around and back around and back around to teach you new things because you're ready for something new. You're ready to learn something new from this situation. You're ready to see that other person in a new light. You're ready to see that that other person is a reflection of you. You resonate with that judgment and where that comes from because it comes from a deep sadness in your childhood from not feeling good enough. I get that. I get that about you. You're projecting all this judgment on me because that's what your mother did to you. I get that. That's what my mom did to me too. Instead of defending yourself, you open your heart to them. You open up your awareness to them as you, and you create this resonance, this healing frequency, 2211 on my recording, that ripples out into them, into their light body. And even if you still decide to remove yourself from the situation and not have them in your life, you can still send them off with the resonance of, I get you. I get you. I understand you. I know what you were trying to show me. Thank you for being that gift in my life, because I didn't realize that my inner child was trying to get a hold of me and tell me that I have been talking negatively towards her, that I've been making her feel as if she wasn't good enough. Thank you for reflecting that to me. We send it off with love. So this round and round and round, this situation here is going to make its way back around. It's going to make its way back around. We don't have to attach to it and resent it and be angry with it. This pattern that keeps coming back, just use it as a gift that of learning what it is that we need to do in order to expand even more. This is a gift of expansion. So old programming, it's really hard and it's hard to clear completely, but it's like a web. It's connected to other programs too at the same time. So shame is connected to religious programming. It's connected to abuse. It's connected to many, many different things. So when you start to unravel this judgment program, this judgment program is also connected to a shame program. So then you stir up the shame program, and when you clear one of the layers of this judgment program, when you heal through a situation that came up that you remembered from your childhood, and you've made peace with it, and you moved on and said goodbye and, cut the cords for that part of your life or that episode in your life, it triggers the connection to the shame program, and then you move over here, and then this shame programming, this somebody comes into your life to mirror to you some sort of shame in that you experienced in your life, and you start to heal that one. And you do the work around that one, and we examine ourselves and we get more awareness from it, and that one starts to feel a little bit lighter and you expand even more. But then maybe this judgment program comes back in again because there's more layers to it. And then there is these other programs over here that are intertwined with each other. Without having done the work in this judgment program, you wouldn't have been able to do the work and to heal certain layers of the shame program. And as soon as you heal the layers of the shame program over here, you now are able to heal the deeper layers of this judgment program. And because you heal the deeper layers of this judgment program, then you're able to dig even deeper into the shame program. So it's this kind of back and forth healing that we do, and these situations are brought back around to us as we come into a higher awareness, a higher consciousness. We are aware of more. Maybe in the meantime, with healing all of those things, you've come into another modality. You've realized that sound therapy is really an amazing way for you personally to clear through these things without overthinking the shit out of it. Sound actually helps me to do it without needing to say anything at all. I've realized that these sound baths that I've been a part of or that I have been trained in have helped me to clear through something that I've talked to death. I've talked it and I've talked it and I've talked it, and there still is just this hanging on. It was hanging on. And I started the sound therapy. This is for some of you specifically. And it's freed me. It's freed me, and I feel so much better. You wouldn't have gotten to that point unless you had done this work here first. And now you can circle back to this judgment program that's coming back into your field, and you can use a different approach. You can use a different perspective. You can start to look at and feel into it in a different way in order to release whatever kind of karmic connection is still there, some kind of lesson that you're meant to see that you weren't ready to see before, in the last time that this programming came up. So you were triggered in that moment. Okay, forgive yourself for having reacted the way that you always reacted. But now what are you doing? Now you're looking at yourself and you're really taking ownership for that and saying, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I became that judgment energy that she was sending towards me, or I recognize that she was reacting to me judging her in the first place, or my secret jealousy of her in the first place. When we can see that and own that about ourselves, we bring that power back into ourselves. We bring our power back instead of giving it away to all of these other people because we can't control them. We can control ourselves and our own energy. We bring that power back into ourselves, and we now are consciously creating our reality again, because I'm going to choose now to look at that situation and heal whatever it is in me that needs to be healed, so that I don't draw that in anymore, and so that that person over there feels the ripple effect of that healing too. You release that bond between the two of you within that vibration. You're playing a role in their lives too. You release the need to mirror that to them also. And it ripples out, and they will be led to whatever kind of healing it is that they need to heal in their situation. It's beautiful. When we bring that power back into ourselves, we build up more of the knowing, more of the resonance with the fact that I'm safe. I'm safe because the power is within me. The vibration of that judgment comes from within me. So no one else is affecting me. I'm affecting me. So if I know that about myself, I can work on that part of me and always feel safe in the knowing that it's a projection coming from in me. I'm not in danger because I'm not a danger to myself when I have awareness that it is about me. It is only about me. So you build more of that knowing. Each time that happens, each time you bring that awareness and that knowing back into yourself again, you are building more of this force inside of you, this connection with all that is, and the knowing in your root chakra that I am safe all the time. And if you are feeling that safety, I don't feel fear because I control my reality. I am creating this entire thing right here. You are going to reduce the amount of times that you're triggered in those moments, because that feeling of being triggered is because you don't feel safe. But if you're building this understanding that you are always safe because you are always in control, there's going to be less opportunity for you to feel unsafe. So the next time that happens, when that circles back around again, you may even still get into triggered energy and then bring forth the awareness that I am not in danger right now. I am always protected. If you need to get yourself out of the situation, you get yourself out of the situation and understand that you called that in for a reason because there was some sort of fear there. It could be that fear there too is not always yours. You're picking up on collective fear out there that feels like your own because you're so sensitive to the energies around you. And it's triggering the remembrance of sometimes when you were in fear, right? So we want to resonate with other people, but if we're around a lot of people who are in fear, in order to fit in with them, we start to take on their energy. That's when your choice comes in. We have the choice to not lean into that collective of people. When I can feel very strongly, just waking up in the morning, that I feel scared today or I feel anxious, it must be going on out there. I am going to choose to operate from a place of love, and I'm going to love myself in a way today that puts out the vibration that is much stronger than all of the fear out there. And that is love. That is light energy. I recognize that is there, and I love myself. If I feel that fear is coming from in me too, that it's pulling on that vibration in me that recognizes fear. I recognize fear, and if everybody else is afraid, then I must be afraid. We recognize that in us, but when we feel that, we don't have to continue it. We can just say, okay, I feel fear vibration is coming to the surface from my subconscious right now. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to breathe into it. I'm going to listen to it. Where is that coming from? Is it all mine right now? Is there something that I need to be looking at right now? Is it just everybody else's and I'm reacting in that way and I feel this illusion of fear? I know better than that. I know better than that. I am consciously going to connect with another person today. I'm going to say, do you feel all of this? I feel a lot of fear today. Do you feel that? Talk your way through it. Transmute through that and get to the other side of it, or talk to somebody that you know is always able to help you see what that could be to bring you back into that love frequency again. Could be talking to somebody else. It could just be sound therapy like we were talking about. It could be doing a Reiki session on yourself or getting a Reiki session from someone else. That Reiki is going to snap you out of it real quick and it's going to bring you back into your authentic self. And in doing so, it's going to bring your awareness, solar plexus clearing. It's going to bring your awareness to the thing that's coming up that is triggering fear or is reacting to or connecting with collective fear that's out there. Bring it back into yourself and there's nothing to fear. If you guys do not already do Reiki, if this resonates with you, Reiki is a game changer. It is a gateway to your expansion in a way that you couldn't even possibly imagine if you haven't already experienced it. I do Holy Fire Reiki, if you don't know this already. I have a level 1 class coming up soon. I think it's in June. You can go to my website and check out all of the information there. I have a level 2 class. If you've already done level 1, I have a level 2 class in 2 weeks that I'm doing with my Divine Masculine in England when I go in and see him. So we are now starting to do our classes together again. When I took my first Reiki class, my gifts, my understanding, my frequency, my awareness, my consciousness was just amplified. My gifts especially was when I first started channeling. It's when I first started reading cards. You are tuned into the frequency of very, very, very deeply ancestral, ancient knowledge. It takes your human being and your vibration, your frequency, and it tunes you into the frequency out there of all that is, this love, this pure light, the understanding of that, and it draws that out from within you. It affects everything in your life. If you are needing that next step, that next level, getting yourself attuned, or in Holy Fire Reiki, what we call it is a placement that you're placed with the Reiki energy. Don't hesitate if you're drawn to that at all. The Holy Fire itself is, oh, God, it's God. It's the Christ energy. It's Jesus and Mary Magdalene and all those ascended masters. It is the oneness energy that has been channeled and will just bust your heart wide open in the most loving, compassionate, and held way you could ever imagine. So if that resonates with you, go to my website, check out the classes. You could just read about it. There's information about the Holy Fire there. There's information about Reiki if you don't know what Reiki is. Just know that this entire time, this entire video, if you've made it this far, you have been absorbing energy. There's Reiki energy is present in this space. I send it ahead of time. I am that Reiki energy. When you're at the master level, you just lead a Reiki life. You just become that energy. The Holy Fire just courses through me and it comes through my voice. It is sending you codes and light activations through my voice. If you haven't already or don't know to, set the intention to receive the Reiki energy, to receive the Holy Fire, to receive the energy that's coming at you throughout this entire video, and breathe it in, absorb it, sit with it, and just integrate it for a little bit, okay? Game changer. Sounds like that was it. It sounds like that was it. Except for the healing modalities. They want me to just go back and reiterate the healing modalities. Now my throat, I'm having throat chakra stuff. There's something about opening up your throat chakra with toning and chanting. There's a lot of sound therapists and sound healing, people that do sound baths and do sound healings and things like that, that also incorporate toning and chanting. I recommend that for you guys also, and experimenting with that for yourself, okay? Some of you are, what they're telling me is the Reiki is going to help to activate your understanding and your ability to speak light language. And the light language that you speak is not only helping you, but it's helping others around you. And it's this transmission of light. When you bring it from that awareness, speak it out into being, you create the vibration of this knowing and you make it be. You make it be a thing. It is a thing and you create it with your voice. So for some of you, that's just specifically for some of you. The Reiki, especially the Holy Fire Reiki, is going to activate light language for you also. Okay, so I hope that answered your question. Round and round and round and round and round. Allow yourself to circle back around again. Allow it. There's something else there that you got to see. There's another layer of it. Just listen. Listen in with your guides. If you need more help with that, if you need more help figuring out for you personally what this situation was, all of these things that I was talking about were not necessarily your situation, but you do have this pattern that keeps coming back around and you can't quite nail down where it's coming from or what the origin of that was for you, book a session with me. I can help you to see that. I can connect in with what it is in your field that's coming up for you that you're ready to see and you're ready to heal through. And I can get you to a place where you start to see those things for yourself too. So all the information for that is down in the box below. Go to my website, book a session. My calendar is wide open. And yeah, I love you guys. I love you so damn much. And I will talk to you soon.